Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Body image anxiety. How to deal with it. Can I get a hello there? So I covered that Andressa Urach story. A lot of people were typing away in the comment section. Can you do a video on body image anxiety? Because it affects so many of us, including myself. Along my journey, I've had to deal with it. I've found out ways how to deal with it. And when we talk of panic attacks, anxiety, a lot of it emanates from our body image, how we perceive ourselves physically in this 3D dimension. Now, body image anxiety has nothing to do with how you look. Let me repeat that. Body image anxiety has nothing to do with how you look. It's got everything to do with how you feel. In the age of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, we are all uploading pictures and moments of ourselves to the world. Now, no one is going to upload a picture of themselves on the toilet. Or maybe you already did, but you were the brave one. But most of us, we upload photos where we are smiling, we are in our best attire, we are looking fabulous. But we never question, how are we feeling? That is why anxiety creeps up. Because we are willing to spend thousands on that new outfit, on the new car to help our body image, to go to the gym for 12 hours every day. But we never question, how do I feel about doing this? Who am I doing it for? Is it for the crowd? Is it for the audience? Or is it because it makes me feel good? So that is the foundation of dealing with body image anxiety. So look, you've got 3 people. One is overweight, and guess what? They want to lose weight because they don't like how they look. So they eventually lose weight, and now they are really thin, but guess what? They don't like how they look. And then they get into the perfect figure. But guess what? They don't like how they look. But what if I told you they weren't 3 people? They were all the same person. That is what so many of us are dealing with in the search for the perfect body. So how do we deal with this? I can share with you what's helped me along my journey. And it starts with ditching the standard. You find power when you realize that you have a unique body shape to begin with. But what happens when we compare ourselves with people we see in magazines who may have been photoshopped, airbrushed, or maybe that's how they really look? It doesn't matter. Because the moment you try to become like someone else, you can never be like them. So you end up being a poor imitation, which makes you resent your true authenticity because now you are creating distance instead of intimacy. So ditching the standard is questioning who puts up the standard. Who says this is the perfect body in society? Maybe companies, maybe corporations. So this from childhood has been embedded into your mind that this is the body I want. Not because I want it, but because society says it will take you places. Now you can find the perfect boyfriend, the perfect girlfriend. People will love you because you look a certain way. But what happens when you place all of this pressure on how you look? Guess what? It doesn't matter if you finally get the look, because once again, you have invested absolutely no time in taking care of how you feel. So the first step to dealing with body image anxiety is to reconnect back to your feelings. You can do this through meditation, going into nature, but most of all, screw the standard. Who cares? More so, create your own standard. Give yourself your own definition. In essence, put yourself in your own league. Now, the fear disappears, which is false evidence appearing real. The reason why so many of us feel body image anxiety is because we are competing and comparing ourselves with other people. So, what do? Let me take you guys back to the fancy dress party. That's what has helped me along my journey. Have a fancy dress party. Any event where you have to dress up in really silly clothes or scary outfits or whatever it is, why do people feel so liberated? Because they feel better, because it's not about how they look as it is as much as how much they want to express themselves. That's the big word here, expression. It's not about having the perfect body. It's about having the perfect expression. Once you have the perfect expression, it's wonderful to have clothes that complement you, because it's an extension of who you are. It's not solely who you are. So the fancy dress works by not caring what anybody thinks of what you're wearing. It is the ultimate freedom, because now you realize you are letting go 100%. I don't care. I'm not here to live up to your expectations. Now, the famous blue shirt. I make videos. I'm a psychologist. I counsel people every single day about this topic. People always say, "Oh, I really like that shirt you were wearing, that famous blue shirt, right?" So what do I say? I say, "Thank you, but did you hear the message?" But what happens when we think we are that blue shirt? When we think we are that dress that someone said was so fabulous? Now we think, if I'm not wearing that shirt, that t-shirt, if I don't have that dress, those high heels, that's where your confidence is, because once again, you are externalizing your power. So I'm out and about, I'm talking to a good friend, and I'm telling her, imagine if someone said, "I can tell you seem really happy in that shirt." Because a lot of us, when people are talking, we're not listening to them, we're judging them for what they're wearing. So once again, the clothes we wear, once you start not wearing it because it makes you look good, instead it makes you feel good, the anxiety disappears. Because once again, all anxiety is born out of the desire to escape the present moment. So once you start feeling good, you attune yourself to the power of now, and now the anxiety vanishes. Fancy dress is about tapping into your inner child. You're having a party, you've got friends around. no one cares about what you're wearing, really. They are just excited to see you express yourself, and they are accepting you 100%. Why? Because you now accept yourself 100%. You see, many times we compliment someone for working out. Oh my gosh, you've got a great body. But the real question we have to ask is, how do you feel? We have to see this person feeling great, not just looking great, because that's easy. To feel great takes a lot more work. Why? Because now you have to start working on your emotions. The same person that is overweight is missing something. That person that was thin is also missing something. That person that has the perfect body is missing something. What are they missing? A distance from their true emotions, which are their inner guidance system. Once you tune into that, you become more confident within yourself. You become more free within yourself. And you are not ashamed of who you are. Because what happens when people are spending so much time getting ready? 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes I grew up and people were saying, you've got to cut your hair. That's the standard. So I used to cut my hair a lot, but guess what? I would feel even more anxious because once again, there is too much pressure. Wants and desirability. Body image anxiety emanates from the need to be desired by other people. Body image anxiety disappears when you have the need to be desired by yourself. That's a secret. When you love yourself 100%, it doesn't matter how you look, it only matters how you feel. So, also in becoming my greatest version, I've seen that you have to expose yourself. Once again, nobody wants to take a selfie when they're not ready to take a selfie. But that's what you have to do, because we have to see these bodies are just vehicles. These bodies are temples. But inside of them is an essence so strong, is a truth so beautiful. That is who you are. Not just this. But so many of us, we identify with this solely. And that is why a lot of anxiety comes up, because we have a lot of expectations, not only from out there, but from the expectations we place on ourselves. So exposing yourself, once again, it goes back to ditching the standard. It goes back to wearing whatever you want because it makes you feel good. Look, who are we trying to impress? You have to impress yourself first before you start impressing other people. You have to love yourself first before you can start loving other people. That's how it works. And what I've been doing on a practical level along my journey is just wearing whatever I want, because it's not about what I wear, it's about the message. It's about seeing that these clothes are compliments of who I am. And that's why I love people who take pride in what they wear as a form of expression, as opposed to it defining who they are. It is an extension of who they are. I say, love your body. The reason why so many of us experience body image anxiety is because we disregard our body. We have a lack of self-care, which breeds anxiety. That is the perfect breeding ground. That is the perfect breeding ground for anxiety. A lack of self-care. Why? Because now, once again, you become disconnected from the truth of who you really are. See, the body is a part of us. And when you start eating healthier foods, you start to feel better. When you start to do what you love, when you're in your life purpose, your life mission, when you found a job that works for you, now your body image improves. How you perceive yourself improves because the perception we have of ourselves is greater than the perception other people have of us. You become more accepting of yourself. Why? Because all our emotions are stored within our body. All our feelings are stored within our body. So as a psychologist, I can agree that the body is the subconscious mind. However we are feeling shows itself in our body. So loving your body for me has been about letting go of junk food, embracing more plant-based foods full of phytonutrients. That has empowered me along my journey. That has given me the confidence to feel better, not look better, to feel better. Because the feeling is the internal, the looking is the external. And yes, they are both connected, but you need the feeling first before you get the look. A lot of us, we focus on the look first. Big mistake. I've seen you have to start living from the inside out. The only reason I can share consistently is because I love my body. If I didn't, I would hide away and run somewhere really, really fast. It takes time to form this deep intimacy with your body. But we have to ask ourselves, who are we going to the gym for? Are we going to the gym because we want to be seen? Who are we doing yoga for every day? I do yoga every day. But am I doing it to impress you? I'm sorry, I'm not. Because when it's all said and done, would you still be doing what you're doing if nobody saw what you were doing? If you had to wear an invisible suit and walk around, but you could still train, do your exercise, get in shape, why are you doing these things in the first place? Because it empowers you, it makes you feel good, but more so, it allows you to become your greatest version, and that is the secret. So, once you start loving your body, the next step I found so helpful was getting over yourself. You see, we are so neurotic as a society. Meaning we are so obsessed with getting it right. What if I told you there is no right or wrong? There is no perfect body. Because life is all about infinite possibilities, infinite expressions, infinite creations. So when we spend our whole life trying to fit in when we know we were born to stand out, we've got a big problem. When we spend our whole life trying to look like that person in the magazine who doesn't even look like that, we've got a big problem. When we spend our whole life waiting for 4 hours to take the perfect selfie, we've got a problem. Why? Not because it's a bad thing to do, but because we are trying to be perfect. And that word perfect can create a lot of problems. More so, it can serve as the catalyst to body image anxiety. So the famous Andressa Urach story, she had a great body to begin with. You see, the looks aren't important when you are dealing with body image anxiety. Why? Because the only thing that matters is how you see yourself. She didn't like how she looked. It didn't matter if someone said, "You're beautiful, you're wonderful." She was uncomfortable with how she looked. So getting to the root of the problem is all about getting over it. How do we get over it? Once again, when we see that letting go of perfection is where perfection begins. Because now you start working on your heart space instead of just this outer shell. But what happens when you combine the two? That is when great things happen. That is when you become super powerful. When you combine the two together with how you feel, now complements and dictates how you look. That is it. That is how to let go of body image anxiety. Focus on the breath work. Are we breathing deep from the base of our spines? Do we feel nervous about the job we're doing? Because once again, our feelings are reflected in every single cell within our body. Many times we aspire to look like someone else because we feel they are in a better position. Some people say, I want the perfect body. What happens when you want? Whenever you want something, you're sending a signal to the universe that you don't have what you desire, therefore you always remain in lack. So see yourself already having it. See yourself in your mind, your perception as already having the perfect body. That's what I do every day. And for me, I have the perfect body for myself, not for you. Don't follow my yoga routine, my fitness routine, my eating routine. Do what works for you. That's the secret. Until eventually you realize you are not your body. You are this energy permeating all throughout your body. And that's how to let go of body image anxiety. Find a support network, connect with those who remind you who you are, and realize we are so much more. And this body is a wonderful vehicle, but we have to see it as a vehicle. It's a tool to get us from A to B. But the more we start doing the inner work, that's where the real magic happens. Love yourself 100%. We're here, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.